Fala galera, sejam bem-vindos ao Crescim Games, quem fala com vocês é o Crescim. Vamos continuar aqui a série Rumo, Platina de Marvel Midnight Suns aqui no PlayStation 5. Então galera, no episódio de hoje a gente vai entrar aqui no Portal dos Sanguíneos, que eu não faço a mínima ideia do que seja isso. É a primeira vez que aparece isso agora que a gente conheceu a Agatha, né? Que ela tá ali na forma espiritual dela. Então, deixa eu ver se ela tem alguma fala. Vamos ver então o que é o portal. Missão de Desafio ou Provação dos Deuses Antigos, Oshtur. Abra caminho para locais bloqueados. Nível de jogador recomendado 1, nível de jogador atual 3. Então, bora.
Not what you were expecting, is it? There was a time when the blood stood within these celestial halls to prove their worth. This particular arena belongs to a goddess who often favored Sarah, Oshtur.
Sarah, caretaker, was here?
Nothing ever comes easy, dear. The elder gods felt their descendants needed to earn their blessings, which is why they created these trials to begin with.
Trials? I should.
This entire realm exists for that purpose. Trial by combat, with no chance of outside interference.
And this is my challenge.
Yes, but I may have found a loophole they never considered. Why don't you try summoning your four-legged friend?
Charlie?
The old gods are responsible for a great many creations, including your faithful companion. I think even they tend to forget that. Good luck, dear.
Derrote todos os inimigos para concluir o embate.
As the goddess of balance and order, Oshtur was sometimes called the giver of justice. You can expect a fair fight, or at least her idea of one.
Todos eles morrem com um hit. Outro de vida tem o Charlie. 3. Um golpe rápido aqui.
You were too weak for this fight.
Aplica 1 de vulnerabilidade. Aumenta o dano recebido de ataque em 50%. Então, nossa. Vou nocautear, compre uma carta.
They cannot possibly match your strength. Leave some for the rest of us.
O alvo na minha direção tá.
Your mother abandoned.
Corrompido.
Still coming for me.
Compared to our girl, these hellhounds are nothing but mindless beasts. Don't hesitate to strike. They certainly won't.
Se eu usar golpear nesse aqui... Não, só consigo mirar pra lá, eu tenho que me mover primeiro. Vamos ao golpear neste maluco aqui.
Feel my call.
Agora eu uso o ágil neste aqui.
Once again, Lilith's servants fall.
Estraçalhar ele lá. E vamos estraçalhar aquele ali.
I saw a move like that once, centuries ago.
Good girl, Charlie. Oh, and you too, Hunter. You finished this trial, but don't worry. The other gods are waiting.
Concluiu em 2 turnos, dificuldade normal. Tá. Entre na Caverna de Oshtur. Explore a caverna. Selo lunar. Artefato antigo.
This looks like an
Presente de Oshtur. Obtenha a palavra de poder abrir. Palavra de poder. Os donos de Oshtur permitem que qualquer fechadura ou portal mágico seja aberto. Abrir possibilita acessar novas áreas magicamente trancadas nos arredores e recintos da magia.
Sarah was right to be wary of this place. But it's your birthright, and I think after everything you've been through, you can handle it now. The two of you, as well as your mother, are the last of your kind, the Blood. Your lineage follows an unbroken line to the old gods themselves. And if you call upon them, you might just find they're actually listening. They won't work miracles for you, but their blessings can be quite useful in the right circumstance. Why don't you ask the goddess Oshtur for her aid in dealing with that barrier over there?
Palavras de poder são encantamentos mágicos que Hunter pode usar na área da magia. Para usar a palavra de poder, mantenha R2.
blessings of the gods.
Subiu de nível arcano, conhecimento arcano, tá? Recompensa 25 de recursos bônus de orbes aleatórios. Nível arcano. Hunter subiu de nível arcano. Ações como usar palavras de poder com êxito, explorar áreas da abadia e até fazer carinha no Charlie concedem conhecimento arcano que aumenta o nível arcano do Hunter. Com um nível arcano superior, Hunter ganhará recompensas cada vez mais poderosas por meio da área da abadia e dos baús arcanos.
After all this time, it's still just as beautiful as the first time I laid eyes on it. It's hard to believe Lilith and Caretaker brought this place all the way from Transia. Of course, it was no coincidence that they wound up so close to Salem. This area is particularly attuned to the forces of magic. That's why the Elder God's influence was so prevalent here. And why our sanctuary here has remained all but impregnable over the centuries. And now I'm rambling on like an old sorcerer supreme. Why don't you come see me in the library tomorrow night? Oh, and let's keep this just between the two of us for now. I'm afraid Sarah, caretaker, isn't ready to see me yet. Good night, Hunter.
Nova espiral gama para analisar, tá?
Good girl, Charlie. Interesting.
Is this thing on? Hunter, please come to the forge at your earliest convenience. Again, that's Hunter to the forge. Thank you. Strange out.
Não tem mais nada aqui. Não.
It's super easy to hang out with you, Hunter. Hey, for someone they just dug up, you look pretty fresh.
Hunter, just in time. His royal weirdness and I were deciding what to do with that nasty little Hydra gift box you found.
Ah, yes. The spooky crate?
The very one. Though it is far from any mere container, I assure you. I am detecting powerful emanations from inside. If this is a sign of what Hydra is after, I fear we are all in grave danger.
My offer still stands. I could fly the thing up and nuke it in orbit. Only way to be sure.
Or we could open it, Tony, and perhaps use the mystical energies I sense inside to our advantage.
Yeah, I heard a we in there. Green goopy gamma serums are one thing. I'm not opening boxes full of mummy curses.
You don't have to. Hunter, if you'll allow me.
Your second funeral, boss.
We desperately need to get into this crate. If Hydra is now working to acquire mystical antiquities, then our situation is very dire indeed. We need to find a way to gain the upper hand.
And you think you can do it with whatever's in the container?
Tony has one of the greatest scientific minds that I've ever seen. I, of course, have an unparalleled understanding of the mystic arts. I have no doubt that we can find a way to research whatever we find in there and have it work in our favor. I just wonder what it could be.
I hope the two of you create something powerful. I want to stop Lilith quickly and decisively.
As I said, I'm sure it can help us. I just need to convince Tony to set his ego aside. His discomfort with the esoteric nature of the arcane might be a problem.
But Tony's eccentricities aside, I know you can make this work.
Right now, with the sanctum out of my reach, I'm fighting with one hand tied behind my back. Metaphorically, that is. If I can find items to research, I can give the Midnight Suns every possible advantage over Lilith and her disciples.
I look forward to seeing what you come up with.
Me too, Hunter. Now, all this talk is going nowhere unless we can get this container open and study what's inside. Approach the anvil, Hunter. We do not have time to spare.
The caretaker isn't big on the idea of hardwiring this place to an arc reactor. As far as I can tell, power here is distributed mostly via cobwebs and ghost farts anyway.
Are there any curses I should be aware of?
Estudo de artefatos. Com o estudo de artefatos, você desbloqueia mais projetos de pesquisa cruciais na forja e gera recursos importantes para usar na melhoria e na criação de habilidades.
It's fortunate that we haven't run into any curses yet. It should be... By the hoary hosts of Hoggoth, I I can hardly believe it.
What? Is it worse than you expected?
No, it's totally unexpected. It's the Eternity Dagger. This was in a place of honor in my bedchamber in the Sanctum for years. The Sanctum Sanctorum is no common domicile to be burglared. These barbarians have no idea what they possessed.
Or perhaps they did. Maybe these artifacts are exactly what Faustus and my mother were after to begin with.
A distressing thought. If they had my dagger, then who knows what others of my priceless possessions have passed through their greedy fingers. The cube of nothingness. The tear of Profia, and most worrisome of all.
Your toothbrush? You, had a little coffee thing going on this morning with your breath?
Oh, Tony.
Sorry. Doc's right, Hunter. I drank 3 glasses of holy water just to walk through the Sanctum's front door. Place is like a doomsday vault for all sorts of supernatural nastiness. We need to put a lid on this mess. Pronto.
I believe Carol is already working on it.
At last. Now that this artifact has been returned to its proper owner, we shall see if we can make use of the mystic forces contained within. To be fair, it does look interesting, at least.
24 de essência de ataque, 27 de essência heróica, 24 de essência de talento. Faca. Adaga da eternidade. Aumento do nível de pesquisa. Tutorial de pesquisa. Projetos de pesquisa levam 1 dia para serem concluídos, mas concedem grandes recompensas como melhorias de cômodos, itens de combate e trajes de heróis. Aplicação sobrenatural, jogos de guerra, caminho da presa. Fabricação sobrenatural. Entrelaçar magia e ciência é possível na teoria, mas na prática, bem, não há muita prática nisso. Porém, se trabalharmos juntos, eu e Tony, talvez possamos fabricar alguns itens bastante poderosos para ajudar você em combate. Recompensa bancada de itens, esquema da forja. Crie itens de combate poderosos de uso único. Jogos de guerra. Carol disse que precisamos mostrar mais empenho para enfrentar essa nova ameaça. Para variar, ela tem razão. Mas para fazer mais em combate, precisamos fazer mais aqui na forja. Uma estação de trabalho autodidata com o IA executando cenários de combate infinitamente pode me ajudar a fazer melhor uso dessas espirais. A recompensa é a fundição, a esquema da forja aumenta as opções de habilidade e concede uma habilidade adicional durante a análise de espirais gama. Vamos fazer essa aqui primeiro, jogos de guerra. A pesquisa já está em andamento. Retorne à forja amanhã de manhã para ver os resultados.
How's it going, boss?
Eu vou esperar para analisar isso aqui depois que a gente já tiver a pesquisa concluída.
Hey Hunter, got a sec to spare?
Antes deixa eu ver o super link ali que tem coisa nova. Robô de review do Clarim Diário. Últimas notícias. Hoje as cataratas do Niágara ficaram temporariamente restritas ao público depois que o rio inverteu a direção por quase 5 minutos. Os visitantes saíram desapontados e confusos. Não arruinou minhas férias, mas sem a cachoeira é só uma pedra molhada, disse a turista C.R. Taylor. Blade, pelo menos a água não caiu pra cima. Tony Stark ainda. Tá dizendo que isso pode acontecer? Não tô dizendo que vai acontecer, mas com tantas anomalias gama não dá pra ter certeza. Encontre hobby.
You moving into the forge, Hunter?
What is this?
Mesa cheia de livros e com alguns mais velhos. Ah, esse eu já tinha visto.
You've been here more in the past few days than I have since ever. The forge is pretty badass, but the creature trapped inside riles up my own inner demon. Speaking of, there's something you should know about me.
You are bonded with a spirit of vengeance?
Damn, you're good. How could you tell?
You are not the first spirit of vengeance to join the Midnight Suns. I fought beside another, just a few days... 3 centuries ago.
Oh man, sometimes when I have crap to work through, I like to get my blood pumping. Why don't we hit the yard for a sparring session? I know Sparky's excited to meet you.
Sparky?
That's what I call my spirit of vengeance. His real name is something you'd see written on a symbol, but with like 12 apostrophes. Also, he's not allowed inside after the incident with caretaker Sumerian sofa.
Tá, como a gente tá fazendo o negócio da... Vamos usar essa opção aqui, né? Do equilíbrio. Equilíbrio da luz, eu acho que é o nome, né?
It would be my honor to spar with the spirit of vengeance.
Wow, he's real excited. Never thought he'd get bouncy, but here we are. Okay, let's do this. I'll get Blake to set things up. Won't take a minute.
I will head to the yard. When you and Sparky trade places, what does he look like?
He's the guy with the flaming metal skull and hellfire chains. Kinda hard to miss.
Equilíbrio de luz, é isso. Agora a gente pode usar o motoqueiro fantasma. Eu estou chamando de motorista fantasma.
Hunter, ready to get your burn on? I'm talking training with Ghost Rider.
Spirits of vengeance train the hardest.
Think Doctor Strange knows Merlin? I'm still waiting for someone to take this sword.
Like playing with fire.
Tutorial de treino diário. Todo dia Hunter pode escolher uma parceira nova para treinar, resultando em aumento de amizade e recompensas únicas. Escolha um herói para instruir na arte de caça aos demônios. Cada herói só pode treinar com Hunter uma vez a cada 4 dias. Custo 12 créditos, recompensas por treinamento. Motorista fantasma. Nossa, motorista fantasma é assim que chama mesmo, porque eu sempre conheci por motoqueiro fantasma. Bônus de combate para motorista fantasma, espírito de amizade e recompensa.
Maybe you should be the...
Treino concluído, tá. Bônus de combate comum, ganha 2 de velocidade no início da missão.
Hunter, report to the war room. We've got a mission.
Welcome to Marvel.
Salutations. Regardless of what Mr. Stark thinks, the mirror table was guiding our hand reliably for centuries before the advent of computers.
You called for me, Captain?
Keep telling ya, Carol works too, but yeah, I did. Now that Tony's finally starting to get a handle on his gremlin problem, I've been able to put Central to good use. Got a lead on some particularly gnarly Hydra operations happening in the city. But we need to move fast if we want to intercept them in time.
Then let's get going.
My thoughts exactly. There's just one problem, though. We seem to have lost our gatekeeper, Magic.
Lost?
Well, I updated her on the mission. She said something I can only assume to be a prolific swear word in Russian and disappeared. Literally. And with no magic...
There's no passage to New York, or anywhere for that matter.
Now you see my problem.
Do not worry, Captain. I will locate and alert her of the team's needs.
There's that can-do, get-it-done, old-timey prophesied savior of humanity attitude I was hoping to see today. Still, you better hurry. Not sure how long Hydra will remain in their current position.
And I shall make haste.
Yes, you hasten as much as you can, Hunter.
Contra a Ilana. Nós estamos com vários diálogos em aberto, é isso?
Hey, hey, Hunter. Not much more I can tell you, Hunter. Though I did hear her mutter something about Wanda right before she poofed away. Maybe that helps.
Thanks, Captain. I shall find her.
There's my hunter.
You would not perchance know where I can find magic?
Sure, just look all around you. The Abbey is literally littered with magic. Can't go anywhere without tripping over some hex or curse.
Right. Thank you, Tony. Doctor, have you seen magic recently?
I'm curious why you would be asking me that. Perhaps I'm just being sensitive, but I get the feeling she doesn't like me very much. I suspect it has something to do with losing Wanda. Sorry I can't help you more.
Nico, do you know where magic is? We need her.
Let me guess. To open another portal? She's getting a little tired of being the only person here who can do that. Can't say I blame her.
This is serious, Nico. Where is she?
Not sure. But I know she's been looking for Wanda's grimoire, so maybe check in Wanda's room?
Thanks for your help.
Deixa eu só falar com o Blade antes. Isso aqui não tem nada pra falar, né?
Looks like the new suit checks out. That's a mean left hook you got too. Think I swallowed a little brimstone on that one.
Crazy world you woke up to, Hunter. Hydra running around causing trouble, apocalypse prophecies, the Bronx.
It is indeed, Daywalker.
And that op against Faustus. The way Captain Marvel just absorbed that bomb. Unbelievable, isn't it?
Yes, she is quite the marvel.
I see what you did there, and you're not wrong. Never met a gal who could throw me into the sun before.
She is a formidable ally in our struggle against Lilith.
Hell yeah, she is. Smart, quick-witted, fearless, hell, she even glows.
And do you find all of your allies equally impressive?
Yes. No. Wait. What are you trying to say?
You are not used to expressing feelings of affection, are you?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
My apologies.
And if I did, this ain't my first rodeo, you know?
Of course it is not. Whatever a rodeo is.
Yeah. Well, now that that's settled, maybe I should go sharpen my stakes or something. And maybe we should keep this chat to ourselves for now.
Mais ninguém pra falar? Não.
The legend walks among us.
Well met.
This room belonged to the Scarlet Witch, did it not?
Wanda. It belongs to Wanda. Let me guess. You are to ask me to do the one thing the others value me for. Opening their precious portal. Well, I am in the middle of something. Come back later.
That is no ordinary book. I can sense it from here.
Nothing in this place is ever ordinary. Especially this. Wanda's first grimoire. Agatha gave it to her when she was teaching her witchcraft, the dark arts. She was trying to help Wanda control her powers. She would never let me read it. So now I read it.
No good ever comes from a book like that. Trust me.
Funny. You sound like Wanda. She was also afraid of her power. I can almost hear her scolding me for invading her privacy. But I've done far worse than to rummage through someone else's things. Far worse. And so have you. I know what she's going through. To come face to face with true evil itself. To be dragged to some hell dimension so hot that your soul is scorched black. Your heart so filled with soot that it chokes out all the bright parts of you. Until you are just a dark thing of smoke and ash. I cannot let such a fate happen to her.
We will find her. I can feel it.
And just who will find her? Caretaker? The Avengers? Do not try to fool me with your false empathy, Hunter. I know Caretaker will never waste the resources looking for her.
Ileana, just open the portal.
You are like an Avenger. All you do is take, take, take. You expect too much. Okay, I will open your damn portal. It is times such as this that I wish someone else here could drill holes through space and time. Perhaps Doctor Strange should spend less time tinkering with Tony Stark in the Forge and focus more on his magic. No matter. I will be there when you are ready, Hunter. Goodbye.
Magia agora está disponível para as missões de combate, tá?
Oh, I take it you found our gatekeeper. Then let me explain what's going on. When Hydra isn't preoccupied with world-ending scenarios, they spend a lot of their free time terrorizing the citizens of New York through various low-level operations. It's fairly routine stuff for heroes these days, and worst case, we'll still get some fresh intel in the process. Why don't you check the mirror table and see what we've got on our plate?
Selecione a missão. Vamos só dar uma olhada. Ele tem o helicóptero da Hydra. Tá, eu vou fazer o seguinte, galera. A gente já passou de meia hora de vídeo. Como essas missões às vezes são longas, eu vou deixar pra gente partir pra ela no próximo episódio. Então, muito obrigado por terem assistido e até a próxima. Valeu!